Today, Dwyer drives in the second race of the Penny Arcade season at the old Legacy Phoenix Oval Raceway on the Miatas. So this is all free content, which is one of our things that they do in the league. We are going to go 4 wide into turn 1. But nobody dies dramatically. This oval race, we had a few cautions come out. We have a live stewarding, I guess is the term, or race control, where they will throw cautions. I don't know all the rules exactly with it, but it is it's a yellow immediately. I know they limited it a bit because I think there were some early Penny Arcade races where the cautions just went on forever and ever. So now they limit the amount of cautions that happen and or to fit the time that we're racing. But we have our first yellow flag of the race. I qualified 16th, I think, in this race, if I didn't say that already. And I think I'm basically that position at this moment. All right, after our first caution, we're about to get going again. If I didn't mention it before, Peter in the Penny Arcade Racing League is the one who's kind enough to do the live race control for us. One of the other rules that I'm aware of is they don't want you to do, and I get a bad start here, and I'm going to get swallowed up, I think, on both sides of me. Even if there's a caution like that, immediately after, they don't do another yellow immediately. So while caution breeds cautions, we at least don't immediately throw it. I think it was like 3 minutes after the caution restart that they won't do another one, or 5 minutes. Like I said, I don't know the rules. I'm just trying to stay with these, with the pack. Jay up ahead of me is the overall race winner. So spoiler alert, I don't win. They do. But there's a sighting for you. Losing one more spot maybe here. Is someone on the outside? Oh, and we have a crash up ahead. We're going to stay inside. Make sure we all survive that. As we have no caution again. I think that's, once again, the rule of we're going to keep going green immediately after a caution. Oh, we've got another person losing control, but luckily they don't, well, maybe they do come back and kill somebody. Well, I didn't hear a crash, so I don't think they did. So, I don't get ovals. And all I know is just try to stay in the draft, as I've said probably 100 times. I know I just don't get these. I know there's tire wear. I think you're supposed to kind of go into the corner faster than like on regular road courses. I used to like NASCAR, but I stopped following it. I kind of never get the technique of this, and like my arm hurts after doing these races. So I don't do a whole lot of them. As you can see, I'm already losing a whole bunch of time and positions. Maybe it was also the setup. I just did the fixed setup, added a little fuel to be safe. I know some folks fiddle around with it, but I wasn't really expecting to finish well. Oh no! Trouble up ahead. This was the only wreck I think I full throttled it. In thinking that I I know how they're gonna split, and I was far enough back that I felt, I don't know. I probably should have lifted a little bit, but I don't know. I felt I felt like I lost so many spots on all the other spins and incidents that I didn't want to lose any time there. All right, I have a little bit of company right now from somebody who understands the ovals better than I do and was able to catch up from like a second or two back. I'm not going to just give them the position, but I understand that they are faster. Not going to defend super hard, as you'll see them take the position here, I believe, as I give a whole lot of room, coming out really wide to try to cut back in and get a draft. Also decide to give them a little bump draft up ahead, because I felt like we need to catch up to that other pack, and if you can help me do that, that would be great. However, that was the only bump draft I gave them, because, like, see, I'm catching them now, and I don't want to bump them right before a corner. That seems silly and dangerous. And I believe this was our second and final caution of the race. So we get to I get to catch up to the rest of the pack. But what happened, and I learned also, you did not need to do a pit stop in this race, which is something I was curious about before, because they wanted pit stops this season. Some folks, when they went in for their repairs, they also took new tires. So you'll see some folks like really pass me very easily, and I like to think it was because they had fresher tires. It could also just be they were faster. But yep, so we have some folks on old tires like me, and some folks on new tires for this new restart. So for this restart, and by just staying out of trouble, I've worked my way up to 6th place. I will quickly lose this position, but I'm 6 overall, and I'm happy to just kind of stay on the lead lap at this point. I think by the end of the race, so there they go, look, taking me inside and outside. Just so much more pace and or fresher tires, but they got to get a lap back. Some of them do, some of them don't. I actually don't know if these guys were lap traffic at this point or not. Oh, there's trouble, and I almost completely avoid it, but I'm able to keep going. There's no steering damage that I can feel, and by the end of this race, only 8 people were on the lead lap, and I think I was 8th at a certain point in this race, because there's another person overtaking me, because I remember seeing 9th behind me, and they were in blue, so they were a lap down. So even though I'm losing positions, I'm getting passed a lot, I'm not doing too bad at all in terms of getting a good result. So at this point in the race, I believe both of the cars ahead of me are lap traffic, as well as this car passing me. They are not my battle. My battle is that white and green car up ahead. That's for position. These guys are not, but they have the pace. Let them go by. If I can stay in their draft, I will. My priority right now is to just not crash and end up like them. We are getting closer to Albert up ahead, who's I'm chasing, but I'm also getting caught by a pack behind. And this pack are all psychopaths. And they're going to take me on the outside and the inside, and we're going to go 3 wide into this turn. I am not going to fight this pack. Like I said, my goal is to not crash and end up like them. They're all insane, and they will prove me right in a second. They're going 3 wide, almost 4 wide through here. I decide, I think at a certain point I lift because I'm like, you guys are crazy. This is not worth fighting for. Yeah, at this point I'm like, okay, I'm going to hang back even more because this is not going to end well. They're really fighting for they're doing their own race, but they're going real wide, being real tight, and they're trusting each other, and they're coming up well, but it's like it's the end right there. It's the end, and I knew it was gonna happen, and I all I can say is I saw it coming. I didn't want them to ruin my race. I lost a bunch of time as Albert's now way off in the distance, but I stayed out of the crash. I stayed on the lead lap, and I ended up getting more points than those psychopaths. All right, I'm actually going to get a pass, but it's just because they've come out of the pits and are going slower than me. Staying real wide, letting this person on the inside know I'm not going to fight you. You have the inside. You take the corner. I follow. Because I am not willing to throw away my position at this point, and they can help me. Of course, they go a little too much to the left to help me with a draft there, but that's okay. So there goes Bryce in 9th place. He is actually now not a lap behind me, but they have to go all the way around once again to take the position from me. So they are faster than me, but unfortunately they must have gotten caught up in some of the shenanigans earlier. However, he is now helping me get closer to Albert, who I'm going to be battling with at the very end of the race, which we are quickly approaching. So now well within draft range of Albert. Taking a little dab at the brakes, which is going to result in me not braking and getting a slightly better exit. Do I have the move here? Not yet. Just going to stay with them. But on the exit, I do. I think maybe my tires are a little bit better by this point. I don't know. I don't know if Albert got new tires or not. So I get past. I am now in 7th. But the race is not over, and now Albert is in the draft. Albert has the advantage and the mental state to go on the attack here. And they are not backing off. They're right there with me. But we have our little man up there telling us, white flag, this is the last lap. This is the time to go for it. And Albert does. They're going to go into it in turn 1 and 2. They're going to have me go a little wide. I don't think there was any contact there. But racing room, even though Albert's ahead, I am perfectly content to settle in for 8th place. I'm very happy with that. However, I see that I have a better exit here. We do touch a little, and that will give me 7th place. I don't know if that was a Rubbins Racing thing or not. I felt it was pretty clean. pass at the very last corner, which I was pretty darn proud of. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all the sociopaths in this race. I love you all, and have a good day.